Spooky season has come and gone, but not for me, because now I get to talk about everything that I watched for spooky season, because this is everything that I watched in October. And although I said spooky, I did actually watch some non-Halloween related stuff. And we're starting off with the spookiest film, Deadpool 2. I have a reaction to this on my channel, and I thought this was a good film. I liked it a lot more than the first one, and I don't know why, because I think loads of people say like the first one's probably the best one in terms of story. And you know, I probably agree with that, but I just found this one so much fun. And it was so funny. There's just one scene that just goes insane. It's crazy, but it was so funny to me. I saw it coming, but it was just hilarious. And there was a great Sharknado reference, so anything that acknowledges the existence of the Sharknado franchise gets 5 stars from me. And then I watched The Art of Getting By, and I thought this film was okay. It was alright. It's just about a boy who is like a nihilist. He doesn't really care, or he like acknowledges the existence of life being meaningless, so he doesn't care, and he starts to care a little bit more. Is it because he falls in love? Maybe. And so I liked it towards the end, where, you know, realizes maybe life does have some meaning, and so he starts to care, because I just wasn't with it from the beginning, because it was like, he was just so dull. Okay, but now we actually are getting to a spooky film, and it is We Have a Ghost, and I thought this film was great. I really enjoyed it. It's just a really cozy film. Really cozy, cute, spooky little film. And I am like so desperate for kind of like cozy Halloween films, like kind of like Halloween Town. That's just so cozy to me. Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus, those are 2 great films, because I want to watch like Halloween films for Halloween, but I don't want to be scared. I want the coziness, I want the cuteness, and We Have a Ghost was that for me. It's just about this house haunted by a ghost, and like the friendship that forms between the boy and the ghost is so cute, as well as like the girl as well. And there was a little mystery to it, to like the identity of this ghost, how it's revealed like who he is and how he came to be a ghost. Shocked me. I was surprised, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. And saying that I want like cute cozy Halloween films, I also really like watching slasher films. And so we have There's Someone Inside Your House, and I thought this was okay. It was better than The Art of Getting By. But like, so the idea of this was that the killer is exposing their secrets and then goes on to kill them. But I wish they just went straight into that, like way more deep into that, and kind of had like more people like blaming people, like, it's you, you're the killer, blah 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 blah. There wasn't enough blame and accusations going around. They also just didn't really like go with it. Like maybe if they teased the secrets more. They did like tease like one of the main characters' secrets, like, oh, it's really bad if that gets revealed. But like, maybe if they teased it a bit more for people, I don't know. I really just wish she went more of it. And then I watched Fahrenheit 451. And I thought this film was good. The story of Fahrenheit 451 is book burning. They burn books because they don't want people to have knowledge. They don't want people to have like free will, be smart, know that they're being repressed. They want to stop that. It's a dystopian film, and so the firefighters are actually like the people who are burning the books, you know. They're setting the fires rather than putting them out. And so I liked the book. I read it a couple of years ago, and I finally watched a film adaptation of it with Michael B. Jordan. And in terms of a book adaptation, I liked it, but they did implement a new idea, which I thought maybe I was misremembering from the book. But then I looked up afterwards and it was no. No, so they implemented a whole new like plot device to like drive the story forward. They did like really like cut it down so you don't feel the weight of certain things, but what they did implement from the book, certain scenes from the book, I really liked it. And I did just really like it overall in terms of the messaging of the book, and like that whole idea. I did enjoy it. I thought it was a good film. Then we're back to the slashers, baby. Sick, which, alright, I'm gonna put on good. Good in terms of the concept. It's about COVID, the coronavirus, the pandemic, but they did not implement that at all. They mentioned it right at the beginning, like they had, you know, the news story, oh my god, COVID-19. And then like a group of friends go away to a cabin, I don't know, just to isolate or just to go away. And then like with the killer, it is revealed why they're killing. Because I really thought they weren't going to reveal it. I really did. It was getting close to the film. Some of the deaths were quite creative actually, so I will applaud it for that. However, there wasn't enough killing. A lot of like fake out deaths maybe. And just, yeah, they had COVID-19 idea right at the beginning, and I thought that could be really fun. concept. Didn't bring it up till right at the end of the film again, and I thought, okay, I see it. I see what you're doing. I see why you're doing it. I just wish maybe you hinted at it more throughout the film. Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough and they did. But, yeah. Boom! Back to back. Favourite trilogy, guys. Favourite trilogy. We have Disney channels, Disney Zombies, and all three of them are great. My favourite one, maybe the third one. Really tough to call. It could go 3, 2, 1, but what I am feeling, what mood I'm in on the day of watching it. And funny enough, me and my sister watch these films in the order of 2, 3 and 1. We put on the second one because she thought that's the film she wanted, but it was actually, she wanted just to watch the scene from the beginning of the third film. So when we put the third film on, she was like, oh no, actually I want to watch this film. And then a couple of days later we watched the first one again. But yeah, I love them all. It's just about a zombie and a cheerleader. And then a werewolf and then aliens. And there's going to be a fourth film and it's vampires. So sign me up for Zombies 4. And then Haunts. That was good. That was a good film. It could have been great. It's basically a group of friends go to a haunted house. This is a very secluded haunted house. No other cars around, maybe one other car. Just completely like out of town. Why would you go here? The person who welcomes you to the haunted house doesn't speak. You have to sign away for whatever, lock away your phones. You get them back at the end of the haunted house if you make it out alive. I'm all for a fun time, okay, when it comes to Halloween, but I'm not signing up for that haunted house, okay? It's just so scary because they don't speak. The people doing the haunting don't speak, and I just hate that. Like, the little description they had for haunt was like, oh, it plays on your greatest fears. And I think they just meant that in a metaphorical sense, as in, you're gonna be scared. I really thought like they would work out like what these characters' fears are and play on that. One girl is scared of spiders, so they do have like spiders at one point. So I really thought they was gonna do that for other people, but they don't do that. I really don't think they do. So if they actually did play on people's fears and it was like a personalised little escape room to them. But yeah. But I did enjoy it because I went in with like really low expectations. I just watched it because it had a girl in it that I wanted to watch. But yeah, I surprisingly did like it. The people doing the haunting are scary. When they take off their masks, they're scary. And then Deadpool and Wolverine, the film that revived the MCU, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I did like this film, okay? I thought it was great. It probably is, in terms of fun, overall fun, the best Deadpool film. I just really like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, so that was like the thing I liked the most about this film. They had so many great Disney jokes and like MCU jokes. How did they get it past Kevin Feige? How did they get it past the big Disney? I don't know, but it was really funny. Obviously, like, good cameos, one of my favourites. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but I liked one of the very first cameos. And great soundtrack. That's probably the thing I love the most about these Deadpool films, is the soundtrack. And then Nobody Wants This, a TV show. I put it in good and I'm acting as if I didn't like it. I did like it. I thought it was a good show. It was a funny modern little rom-com show about a woman who has a sex podcast and gets with a rabbi. Polar opposites, I'd say, a little bit polar. But yeah, I really did enjoy it. I don't like it as much as like loads of people were like making out as if like, oh, this is the best thing ever. It probably is for loads of people, but for me, I just thought it was okay. Maybe if it was a film rather than a show, then I would have really enjoyed it. But it was really modern and up to date and new and exciting, and that's what I liked about it. And for all you Aubrey Plaza fans out there, I apologise for what I'm about to say. Life After Beth was so boring. The guy's girlfriend, played by Aubrey Plaza, dies when by some magic she comes back to life, and by association so do some other people. And I just thought it was just boring. I just thought it was so boring. But then something that was not boring, another TV show, season 3 of a TV show, Heartstopper. And I make these jokes like, oh my god, it stopped my heart, but no, this season actually did. This season actually did kill me. In any time I've used the phrase, this has killed me, I don't think I ever meant it until right now. Heartstopper season 3 killed me. I'm going to put it in the best, though I really don't want to because I never want to watch season 3 again. It covers some really heavy topics to do with Charlie and just Nick's like association with that, how much he's trying to care and love Charlie, just completely destroyed me. If and when we get a season 4, I probably will go back and rewatch season 3. But it's just like the first 2 seasons, although they do still kind of like bring up some heavy topics, not nearly as much as season 3. Those first 2 seasons are really light-hearted and a lot of fun, and that takes a little step back in season 3 as we do deal with Charlie's storyline. Perfectly written, perfectly portrayed, but it was more on the heavy-hearted side rather than the light-hearted side. And I just wish for these boys happiness, okay? I just love them. But yeah, season 3 was a lot. But I do have a reaction coming out for it in the next couple of days, so stick around for that. And then I rewatched Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, and these are the best things ever. I'm going to put the first one right at the front. I love the second film just as much as I love the first one, but nothing can just beat the nostalgic love I had for the first film. These 3 witches, where are they? These 3 witches. I love them. They mean everything to me. And then Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I thought this was a great film, you know. I'll put it just behind my zombies. It's just telling of these different stories, like, okay, this is messed up. Basically, it's the characters like in the story, or like the story itself, like come to life or whatever, to start like haunting this group of kids, and it's dependent on like what story you were told as a kid. And I'm just thinking, who the hell, why the hell are you telling this creepy ass story to a kid? The kid could be like 14 or whatever. That's still a kid. I don't even want to hear this story as a 23-year-old, okay? Because these were some creepy ass monsters. I think for one of the kid it was like the dad would tell the kid this, but for another kid it was like at a campfire, like other kids probably telling the story. But I'm just thinking, messed up, mate. But I liked it because I liked how he went through. It's kind of like Goosebumps. You read the story and the story comes to life. I really enjoyed that. And then the Radleys. If I thought Life After Beth was boring, the Radleys couldn't be more boring. The Radleys were so boring. My dad sold it to me where it's a family of vampires that go vegetarian, and I said, why don't we watch Twilight? He said no. When that is a massive lie, because he loves the Twilight franchise. He loves it more than Star Wars. He will deny it, but me and my sisters know the truth. He's always the one that says, oh, let's watch Twilight. But we watched the Radleys instead, and it was so boring. Can't tell you a thing about the film. So boring. So boring. Because they didn't even really were vegetarian, and they didn't really hide that they are vegetarian. At least not from like other things. I don't know. I just boring. But something that wasn't boring was Beetlejuice, the sequel to Beetlejuice. And if they don't make a third film with that name 3 times, they've just, I don't know why you're even making films, Tim Burton, if you don't do that. But you know what? I'm going to put it on great. I really enjoyed this film. The first one, I don't love it, but I like it. It warms on me the more I think about it. I don't have an urge to rewatch it, but I do have an urge to rewatch Beetlejuice because it was just so much fun. Great music. Love the trio of stepmom, mum and daughter. Great creative storytelling, like the claymation. I love that Tim Burton implements different materials altogether, different types of media. And Beetlejuice himself was a little more bearable in this film because I thought he was just a bit too wild for me in the first one and a bit too creepy and weird. And then I watched Bodies, and I made a reaction for this film as well. I don't know when I'll upload it though. I don't know if I will upload it, I don't know. But I did like the film. I thought it was a good film. Just behind Deadpool 2. I really enjoyed it. I just wish they went... It's like a Gen Z slasher film. It's a slasher film, should be my favourite. And I was entertained watching this film. I just wish they went way more into like the Gen Z-ness and like the silliness, the wildness. There's one, it builds to like one scene where like they're all accusing each other or whatever. And that scene is just so funny, but I really wish they had like just more of that goofiness throughout the whole film. Even though it's pretty goofy. Oh boy, if you've been watching my channel this month of October, Agatha All Alone was the worst. Oh my god, I really don't know how I stuck out watching the whole... No, I can't even joke, guys. I can't even joke. The best. Let's not get crazy, okay? Sarah, Winifred and Mary, those are my OG witches, but give me Agatha, Billy, Rio, Jen, Lilia, Alice, all the more. Those are my backup witches. I love them. Both great witches with songs. Agatha All Along, a show I didn't expect to like. I knew I was going to like it. I knew I was probably going to love it. As much as I do, no, I didn't know that for a fact. It is the best MCU show. Second best to WandaVision. That will forever hold a place in my heart. Both just 2 shows about mothers and grief. Really, it really just comes down to that. And the creating of a life you'll create to avoid that, to fill that void. I love it, and one thing I love the most about it, storytelling, excellent, great, but the use of practical effects and like the little CGI and more of the focus on characters and story compared to big blown out fights, especially because the big battle happens in episode 8 rather than episode 9. Episode 9 is a flashback to Agatha. It was great, it was perfect, and I loved it. Rollercoaster of emotions, and that is the truth when it comes to the final 2 episodes. And then we have Hubie Halloween. Okay, let's not get crazy. Since 2020 when this film came out, tradition of my family to watch Hubie Halloween every Halloween night, or as close to Halloween as we can get it, and get kebab. Really, what happened during the global pandemic changes you as a person. Things mean more to you than they do. But no, Hubie Halloween is a fun film. I'm someone who likes Adam Sandler films, and Hubie Halloween, no exception to the rule. I love it. Because it's a cozy Halloween film. You'll notice that the top row are cozy Halloween films. I would say Beetlejuice. I'd definitely like throw that on in the background. That is a cozy little film. And Disney DComs are great. I had like Halloween Town Twitches, all of that like on in the background, but because I didn't really watch it, I didn't include it on this list. But we did end off Halloween night up until midnight with a new film that came out, Time Cut, a slasher film. Loads of people were saying that's literally totally killer because it's 2 sisters. One travels back in time to like save her sister from dying, and she travels back to 2003, whereas Totally Killer is a daughter goes back to try and save her mum to the 80s. Totally Killer is the better film. Apologies. But Time Cut, it was okay. I'll put it at the top of okay-ish. Because I like the 2 actresses. I like that it goes back to 2003. You know, that's like my era. I was 2, but still I was there. And it didn't really feel like 2003 other than when we go to like the sister's bedroom, because it was like hadn't been changed since 2003 because obviously she died and they didn't want to rearrange her room, and you just pan over like these different things and like, oh my god, that's one old ass computer. For a slasher film, where was the slashing? That is a big question. There was no slashing. There was probably like 3 kills like near the beginning to when the sister travels back in time, and I don't think anyone else died other than that. So for a slasher film, not enough slashing. There was no like accusations. They didn't even try to like solve the mystery of who the serial killer was. They just happened to stumble upon the serial killer. Didn't really understand the ending. Yeah, boring. But like, the shock of who the killer was a shock because I didn't know they was actually gonna find out who it was. But I was shocked to see who it was because I wasn't expecting that person. That was Time Cut, and that was everything that I watched in October. What did I miss? So many things that I missed. Other than like Halloween things, what other new releases did I miss? But I did watch a lot of 2024 stuff in here actually. At least 5 things. But what was your favourite thing that you watched in October? And I actually have a recommendation for you. I'm not new to saying this, but I'm currently watching Only Murders in the Building. I think I'm up to the newest season, the latest season. I enjoyed the first 3 seasons. So much fun. I describe it as kind of a cozy little Halloween film. Like autumnal, cozy, orange leaves. That's what this film is. It's like a murder mystery. Each new season there's a new murder case. Only Murders in the Building. There's a podcast. You've got Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez as this very unlikely trio, but I like them. I like them. They're unlikely, but I like them. I'm still currently watching it, that's why I didn't include it in this list. But that's just a perfect little TV show for like September, October, November vibes. So if you're looking for a new TV show to watch, it's on Disney Plus for me. I think Hulu for America and elsewhere, I don't know. But thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please do a like and subscribe for more. Let me know what I missed and let me know what you want to see next. But thanks for watching. Bye!